We're here today at Eastwood Hall for the Notts Primary PE Conference with Active Notts and the Nottinghamshire School Games Organisers.
Insects to eat.
It's just been so nice to get in a room with passionate people that are doing the job every day in terms of trying to lead PE in their schools, and I guess get the chance to give a few nuggets of new knowledge and correct a few misconceptions. Nice to see lots of people in the room, lots of energy in the room and lots of kind of enthusiasm for change.
We've had around 200 delegates from schools across Nottinghamshire, mainly PE leads, some head teachers, some senior leaders from school.
For two reasons it's so important to get out. The first one is to keep up to date with all of the things that are going on, and there's lots, particularly in the PE and school sport landscape. But then secondly, I guess just that touch point with other people that have got a similar role in other schools around the county and around the area that probably are struggling with the same things, that reassurance of like, I'm not on my own trying to do this thing, and this is tricky and these things are hard.
It's always a great opportunity to sort of learn from like-minded professionals and come in a safe environment, learn new things, and especially with some of the sports and stuff today, it was nice to come and do some practical sessions as well.
So the day today was shaped here at Eastwood Hall by a working group from ourselves at Active Notts, working with the School Games Organiser network, colleagues from Public Health, from Multi-Academy Trusts, and from different representatives across the county and the city.
I think it's been really great to be here at Eastwood Hall today as a School Games Organiser, seeing a number of schools from my local area increasing their knowledge base, learning from each other, sharing good practice, and ultimately being in front of a range of local and national partners.
So I think it's a really important CPD. I really enjoy networking with all the other PE leads, listening to what all the other schools are getting up to, and just making sure that my practice is always evolving and getting better, really.
Obviously I can network with a lot of other schools, find out what they're doing, gain a lot more experience, which has been really valuable for me to use in the future.
The amazing situation we're in today, with women's sport finally on the agenda.
Days like today are so important for teachers, for those working in schools, to come together and get that sort of external idea planting, and just thinking about those things that in the day-to-day grind are so hard to make space for, especially when they're quite big topics like gender equality. It's not something you can solve over your coffee break.
We've only got one side if we listen to the girls, so let's talk to the boys about it.
I think it was really interesting this morning to listen to the keynote about girls in sport, and I think we almost take for granted that they get the same opportunities now because of how society is and the opportunities that girls get within sport, but actually that's not the case, and it was really good to see that this morning, sort of the facts and figures behind it, and then just to sort of give us that renewed passion to go back into school and do something about it to give them those opportunities moving forward.
From our perspective at Women in Sport, it's all about just understanding these gender differences and how early they come into play and the impact that they have on children's lives, and how we teach them and the experiences that we give them as a result. This is what we want teachers to just deeply understand in their work, and that will help them deliver lessons that ensure girls thrive.
One of the things I took away from that was that girls like to take part in sports with girls rather than the mixed sessions. So I think when I go back to school, we're going to look at developing an after-school session where we do a girls-only session. We'll talk to the girls and ask them what sort of activities they like to do, and then try to facilitate that.
We've got 14 different workshops for the 200 delegates here today to choose from. We've incorporated a marketplace this year to give delegates the opportunity to hear more about services, programmes and resources offered by national governing bodies of sport, nationally endorsed partners and colleagues from within the county and the city councils.
In the workshop today we had over about 50 people, teachers from primary schools, and we were looking at different tools to support SEND children within school and taking part in positive experiences for PE and school sport.
So our mission is to improve opportunities to be active and to empower disabled people.
It is a challenge, but with themselves and the support of the teaching assistants, they're pivotal in providing kind of high quality PE and school sport opportunities for SEND pupils. And hopefully from the session today they took away some practical examples as well as some tools to put in their tool bag to kind of help support them within schools.
What are you currently using in your school?
So why does Active Notts invest in days like today? Well, the Active Lives Children and Young People data tells us that just over half the children and young people in Nottinghamshire are not active enough. and they're not meeting the Chief Medical Officer guidelines of 60 minutes of physical activity a day. And the workforce working in education settings play a vital role in providing opportunities during curriculum and extracurricular time that enable all children to be active, not just the sporty ones.
So he's going, chef, stick man, all kids do that, and again, he's made it again.
Ultimately, we want all children and young people in Notts to have a positive experience of being physically active, whether that's in school or within their own communities. Today is about exploring what that might look like in a primary age educational setting and the role of the workforce in enabling this to happen.